So Olivia, do you want to talk us through McCormick? I mean, some people in the room might not be familiar with McCormick, maybe Schwarts, but give us an overview of McCormick.
Yeah, so firstly, thank you for having us, and good morning, everybody. Really excited to be here, and let me tell you first, who are McCormick? First off, we are a company that is an American-founded company, about 130 years old, and we are the purveyors of some of the world's most loved herbs, spices, seasonings. We do sauces, and if you think about the brands you might know us more for, it's the likes of Schwarts in the UK. We have a big business on Ducros, an amazing brand in France, Camis in Poland, and then moving on to the world of mustards and hot sauces, some cool brands like Cholula, French's, Frank's. So that's who we are, and really excited to be here.
Awesome, awesome. And Andrew, do you want to give us an overview of the challenge that you set for the startups?
In terms of our challenge today.
The challenge, yeah. Do you want me to? I'll do this. I'll pass my wingman for this. So we went big on our challenge. We were really thinking about, the problems in the world that we need to solve right now. So it's fantastic that we've seen, so much cooking and people getting into their kitchens during COVID. But the challenge we really wanted to get some thinking on and speak to some great brands and companies about was how can we, in a world where we're all allowed to come out and do more exciting things, encourage more homemade and scratch cooking. So that is the small question that we're asking ourselves, along with a lot of other businesses today.
Awesome. Awesome. And anything that you're looking for in the startups as they present?
Yeah, well, I think we'll start by saying, so I look after growth and innovation in McCormick, and I would say, with that in mind, I'm really interested in terms of the different ideas and how we might be able to take, I guess, to change consumer habits. And I'll also introduce Andrew, who's obviously a real important co-partner, and let him explain his role so you can hear a bit more about how that relates.
So good morning. My role at McCormick, I arrived in 2019, and it covers the digital transformation for the EMEA region. In the global role now, we're looking at our core capabilities across media activation, and we also have in-house studios. I think for our priorities today, we're looking at how we can scale personalization and how we can actually kind of manage the walled gardens and our own properties. So the challenges that we have at brands are how we work with influencers and how we can be authentic across the messy middle and our digital ecosystem. So really excited to see some of the ideas today from these startups.
Amazing. Olivia, Andrew, thanks so much for setting us up. The challenge has been set. How do we re-engage or engage consumers even more in scratch cooking in a post-pandemic world? We're now going to hand it over to the startups who are going to give a 3-minute pitch, and then we've got 2 minutes for a quick Q&A. You can hear WYSPR, our next company. Give it up for WYSPR.
Hello, hello, hello. We are called WYSPR, but I'll try and speak loudly. I'm Ollie, I'm one of the co-founders at WYSPR, and we're on a mission to democratize advertising by turning consumers into influencers. So how exactly do we do that? Well, we connect brands to Gen Z through their best and most engaging influencers, their friends and family. So as you may be familiar with, it's becoming increasingly difficult to connect, engage, and inspire with young consumers. Traditional channels are oftentimes unidimensional. They have a one-way communication channel. So influencers have become the major way to talk to consumers through a friendly face. However, they're not without their shortcomings. Influencer marketing is experiencing a crisis of authenticity, and we all can experience why. Influencers almost become a dirty word. This is really exemplified by the fact that influencer marketing average engagement rates are now at just 2.4%. Not a lot of people. And it's also exacerbated by the simple fact that there's not many influencers out there. With the increasing demand for them, there's a limited supply and a lack of diversity. So how can we find new ways to engage with consumers? Well, I'd like to introduce to you today the concept of friendfluencing. At WYSPR, we use the influence of the regular social media user to spread the word about brands and products on their personal social media accounts. This means we reach an audience of friends and family, not just fans and followers, the people we love, care about, and trust the most. Why use one influencer with 100,000 followers who they barely know, when you can use 100 regular people, each with 1,000 followers who they know, love, and trust? And the benefits are immediate. Friendfluencing, on average, achieves 10 times higher engagement rates than average influencer marketing, and studies show that you're 5 times more likely to take action and purchase if a friend recommends something. But there's benefits outside of just reaching friends and family. By utilizing far more people, the volume of content created is far higher as well. You create 100 times more pieces of user-generated content because you're using real people creating authentic content for their friends and family. And also, by utilizing multiple smaller people, it's a targeted and direct alternative, both demographically and geographically. As you can see here, friendfluencing compared to the engagement rates of other types of influencer marketing absolutely dwarfs it, with 24% average engagement rate against the 2.4% on average, because we reach an audience of friends and family. This is a demonstration of how we did for the most loved food brand in the UK, Sushi. We even exceeded our standard 24% at this occasion by almost achieving 46%. And 74% of those people were in the targeted cities, unlike an influence of the 100,000 people, their audience are all over the world. Completed at scale with a cost per engagement of just 9 pence. So how would we translate this success for McCormick branded products within the UK, namely Schwarts? Well, we would deploy hundreds of student friendfluencers to share a cooking experience to their social media accounts. Perhaps an easy recipe that's easy to imitate from their friends. And because cooking is an inherently communal activity, you cook for your friends and family, we would get them to engage it in a communal environment like their university accommodation. We'd amplify an authentic moment. And of course, as food cooking habits start at university and last a lifetime, we'd be able to build an ongoing relationship with consumers at that stage that lasts throughout their entire life. And also, you're putting money back into students' pockets. They're going to be going out and purchasing the products to make the content. So we'd be creating a circular economy immediately. We'd utilize them along with strategic foodie student influencers to create a 360 brand immersive campaign where they're getting advocation not just from people speaking down for them, but the people around them. A digital word of mouth. We have Advocation from the largest consumer packaged goods agencies in the world, and we're super excited to see how we can do this for McCormick's. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm really curious. How do you find your friendfluencers? How do you become a friendfluencer?
Great question. Well, our strongest method of growth for finding new friendfluencers, surprisingly, is friendfluencing. It'd be a lot like a chef not eating their own food. You know, we find our best channel is our own, but you know, many of them refer their friends, tell their friends about it. We truly believe that digital word of mouth is the strongest way to do something like this, and you know, creating conversation, intimate conversations between friends is the best way to get the word out about any product.
Oh, here we go. They have arrived. The smoke is coming out of the chimney. A decision has been made. So
You got a drum roll or any kind of?
we need a drum roll. Can we do a drum roll? Yes, front row drum roll. Here we go. Of course, you can work with all 6 of these companies, and it seems like there's probably lots of conversations to follow on anyway. But, Olivia, why don't you tell us?
First off, though, just want to say massive thank you. I know it's kind of a no small feat coming on a stage, lots of noise with us here as well. So, look, really great job, and thank you to everyone, and really good thought-provoking ideas. And I'm going to pass over to my esteemed colleague Andrew to announce who we've chosen that we'd love to progress conversations with.
So I think you can't beat a good engagement rate, can you? So I think we'd like to phone a friend is where our heads are at.
Okay, Whisper.
Whisper.
Well done, Ollie.
Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to showing you the engagement rate.